Hey, it's Kyle, and this is the last section of my reaction to Queendom 2's dance unit performances. I really liked all three of them. I went back and watched all the full cams, of course, because just to get a better sense of what was going on stage, because sometimes camera makes everything woo, especially with the lights and everything. And it's also interesting to see little things that go wrong and that you wouldn't notice because of focusing on different people. For example, Dion at the beginning, she raised her arms up when she wasn't supposed to, but she very, I guess as they all say, very professionally fixed her mistake. She like very subtly moved them down, and honestly, if she wasn't the only one doing it and then had to bring them up again after, I wouldn't think it was a mistake. And also Yoram, she was kind of going hard for her, like, one of her sections in at the beginning that she backed up into a backup dancer, but you wouldn't be able to tell because it didn't phase her at all. It didn't phase the backup dancer, but you could just see like they collided just a little bit. Whew. It's funny, for all the three of these, I can see Hyolyn and Cosmic Girls. I imagine that they got first because their song and dance is the thing that would get the crowd going the most, and because most of the points comes from in-person voting, they just hype up the crowd, and it's the most, like, if you're watching a performance, sometimes like that just feels good to see. So I expect them to win because of the in-person thing. I would say it's weird because in different views I see them in each group in different like orders, I guess, because my favorite was actually, I don't remember it was a Korean name, that's why I don't know what it is. It was Aluna and Brave Girls. That was my favorite. I think it's partially because it's a different style than we're used to seeing in K-pop, and it's always nice to see people branch out. But I also feel like they all had a good grasp of the style and intensity that kind of work needed. I thought Pro was really good when I was watching it and it was zoomed in, but then it lost its effect actually when I watched the full cam. I don't know. I think it's because they all have a different level of energy, which stands out further because of the different heights. I didn't realize your friend was tall. At least compared to Kepler, they're tall, which is interesting. So in terms of if you were watching this live, this is gonna be weirdly like separated, but in terms of in person, I would say Hyolyn and Cosmic Girls were the best. I expect them to be number one. And then I feel like just in general, people like style of Per and Kaboom more. So I would put Kaboom second for if you were watching this in person, and then Luna and Brave Girls third. My personal, I would actually, I don't know what my personal is. I just know I would put Luna and Brave Girls first. Personally, after watching the full cam and the regular TV cam. The other two, it's just, I think it also has to do with the other two being more similar. So Brave Girls and Luna's stands out a lot more for me, personally. I'm very mixed about Per and Kaboom just because Hyolyn's and Cosmic Girls it was just so, it felt so lopsided for a competition, I guess. But if you disregard that, I would say start to finish was a lot more interesting, so actually I would put them second. But in terms of showcasing each member of the group on stage, I would have to put Per ahead of them. I just felt like that song, that dance, it was a lot more bland because, well, it was just the five of them rotating in the same area. So there wasn't stage direction. They had backup dancers, which I didn't even think about because the backup dancers were literally backup the whole time. They weren't used at all. Whereas in the other two, they were used effectively. They also use the stage effectively, camera effectively. So yeah, I guess all of that culminates to Per being third for me. There was more. Oh, yes. This might be really weird, but I have standouts for each dance unit. And it sounds like I'm better, like I'm shouting them out. That doesn't make, that's kind of weird, but I would like to bring attention to, in Per, I mean, and I kind of already did, Hikaru. She did that really, really well. Even when I, like, these are the people that I tend to these are the people I gravitated to while watching the full cam. Even if they weren't the focus. Hikaru and Per stood out in a really good way. A big part of this is this is for general, but a big part of this is because even when it's not your part, you're still in performance mode, which they all were, but these people I'm about to list are like, I would say a step above the others. So Hikaru and Per, Kaboom, Hyoin, of course. And for Luna Brave Girls, Olivia, and I wonder if I need to say Olivia Hey every time. Olivia and Heejin were my standouts. So those four drew my eye over and over as I was watching. Yeah, I guess that's this also is very different from Queendom 1, where they all had to, there was one member of each group and they all performed solos and then a group section together. And it was actually, I think, choreo that they all made by themselves. There might have been choreo for like the group section. No, actually I think they all did it themselves. So this is very different because this time they have choreographers and they just learn the dance, like more of the produced shows, the other Amended shows. I don't know how I feel about the difference, because that one you were able to see the individuality of the chosen dancer for each group, which was nice. But this, especially with Brave Girls and Luna, you got to see them step out of their comfort zone. And for anyone who doesn't know or didn't catch in the show, Eunji from Brave Girls actually did perform in Queendom 1. So she's been here before. That's it for this, and I look forward to more Queendom. Yeah. And hopefully this doesn't get copyright struck. Otherwise, I hope you guys watch it in 2 weeks. Thanks for coming back. Bye.